was a perfect bunt by Reyes. Can't do it any better. And now with home plate vacated, Kuz coming to the plate. Safe.
Maybe the second greatest Mets player ever to wear the number 17, Dae-Sung Koo.
Thank God he'll never wear that uniform again.
Mets memories presented by Prevagen. And you know the story of that dash for the plate. He was wearing the jacket, and he had a weighted ball in his pocket. And he still beat Jorge Posada to the plate. On the Mets starting lineup, 5 lefties in there against Cade Cavalli, who, as Keith noted, has struggled against left-hand hitters this year, including the slumping MJ Melendez, who will DH and bat 8th.
There's Cavalli's numbers. He's a big, strong right-hander. Knuckle curve, fastball are his 1-2 pitches. He's a power guy, comes after hitters. He's giving up more hits than innings pitched. That's always something that I looked for, as well as walks. He's almost got a little less than half as many walks as innings pitched. I always felt, Garrett, that when a pitcher, say, had 40 innings pitched and he had 20 walks, I was going to get some good pitches to hit.
Sounds counterintuitive if he's walking people.
Suffolk Credit Union Nationals defense. And that is Jacob Young out in center. He is a go-getter. Abrams has had trouble with his throwing, but he's corrected that. He's a good fielding shortstop. I like him. And Nasim Nunez, he's made some terrific plays in the field. Last night he made 2 sparkling plays.
The weather has changed completely since the start of this series. Monday and Tuesday it was 94 at game time. Today it is 59 at game time with rain in the forecast.
And I'm shivering up here because I didn't have to bring a sweater.
Carson Benj leads off. Cavalli's first pitches fouled back and we're underway. It definitely was a packing fail on both of our parts. I was fortunate to have brought along my jacket, but it's still very chilly. The wind is blowing in at about 13 miles an hour.
Right into the booth, and as the wind's blowing in, so it's going to be where the ball is carried in this series. If you're going to hit a home run to left field, you're going to have to hit it.
And you know, when you're on a mountaintop like you are here in our broadcast booth in Washington, the wind blows even stronger.
Yes,
like on Everest.
I've got my SNY polo shirt buttoned up to the top. Not helping.
Somebody has to find you a sweater or something.
Oh, I'll survive.
Tracy, could you get on the case? 0-2 to bench. I know that Russ would have found you a sweater by now. Swing and a miss. Cavalli strikes him out, and Benj is down on 3 pitches to start the day.
Well, there's that knuckle curve I was talking about, and got young Benj to chase. That's not really a knuckle curve. That's just a straight curve. With the way what I saw with the grip.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Bo Bichette, who's had a fine series, 6 hits in the 3 games, including 3 home runs. And he takes a fastball outside. We mentioned the splits on Cavalli. The lefties are hitting .356 against him. The righties just .207. That's the second largest split of any pitcher in the major leagues this year. Chopper over the mound, right toward the middle for Nunez, who makes the backhand play and throws out Bichette.
Well, Nunez is really splashing the leather this series. He's very quick and athletic. I mean, this is the routine play right there, getting to the ball, but the throw on the run with something on it.
He's played a Gold Glove caliber second base for the Nats this year. New York native who grew up in Georgia. So here's Juan Soto with the bases empty. Soto had 2 home runs last night, 5 in his last 7 games now. He has made a habit of thrashing the team that he started out with. His career batting average against the Nats is now .339 with an 1161 OPS. Grounds 1 down to first. Chaparro backs off to play the hop. He'll take it himself. And Cade Cavalli has a 1-2-3 opening inning. David Peterson to the mound when we come back. Hyundai Nats starting lineup. The Nats have scored 24 runs in the first 3 games of this series. They're the highest scoring team in baseball, 5.58 runs per game. And David Peterson was one of their victims back on April 29th.
Yes, he was, Gary. And that was a matchup up against Cavalli. Cavalli got the win in that game. There's his Toyota numbers. Much better when he hasn't started in relief and as a bulk reliever. But he's getting back in the rotation. He hasn't started since that loss on April 29th.
James Wood hits a 2-hopper to shortstop. Nice easy play for Bichette. 1 pitch and 1 out for Peterson.
Your Metsy defense brought to you by Genesis. You're going to have Soto in left field again. Ewing and Benj. It's a pretty set infield and outfield. Terrens behind the plate. There you have your Metsies. That wasn't very informative, but there they are.
That's all the information we needed. There's Curtis Mead hitting second in the order. Peterson moves him back. Mead starting at third base today. Brady House was sent down earlier in this series, and so Mead is splitting the playing time, getting the starts against the lefties. On a strike to the Australian, who is 2 for 6 in this series. 4 home runs this year, 2 of the 4 against lefties. Both teams come out swinging. That one's nubbed out to second base, and Semien throws out Mead, and Peterson's got 2 ground ball outs, and that is Peterson's game. He's been one of the best ground ball pitchers in the majors since he came up. 53% of the batted balls against Peterson have been hit on the ground this year.
2 weak ground balls. Got in the kitchen of Mead right there. Jammed him big time.
Now Andres Chaparro, who was just called up a couple of days ago, 0 for 1 in this series, and he flies one on the right side in foul ground. Vientos will watch that blow out of play.
Well, you remember the first game, they jumped all over McLean, Garrett, just on the first pitch, and they really put a hurt on him on a lot of first pitches. And that was it, the second game of the series, excuse me.
Well, this is a first ball fastball hitting team. Their numbers against fastballs are much better than their numbers against breaking stuff. So they look for the fastball early in the count. They're 5th in the majors, the Nationals, in OPS against fastballs, 17th against breaking balls. And Chaparro was after a high fastball and misses 1 and 2. One of the interesting things about Peterson's season, and it's a very small sample size, is he has been far more successful with Luis Torrens behind the plate than he was with Francisco Alvarez. His ERA with Torrens catching is 2.16. With Alvarez, it was 7.42. Now, obviously, it's still a small sample size, but for whatever reason, the results have been much better when Torrens has been back there. C.J. Abrams would be next. And Chaparro fouls off a changeup to stay on the at-bat. David's now 30 years old. This is his 121st career start. Lifetime against the Nats, 7-2 across 12 starts with a 3.18 ERA. And that just misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chaparro.
Yeah, he's also had 3 relief appearances against the Nationals.
And Chaparro drills one down the left field line, but that'll go foul. Deep in the corner. Someone taking his time walking after that ball. Oh. And a mere saunter, and then he thrills a Met fan for the rest of his life. Thanks so little.
Well, that kid will remember that.
That's right.
How can you forget?
Long turn at bat here for Chaparro. He's about to see his 9th pitch from Peterson with 2 out and nobody on. And he takes it low for ball 4. So the first base runner of the game, Andres Chaparro, who did not realize that he had walked.
I don't think he did, Gare. It's very important if you're a hitter, youngsters out there, to know the count. Your pitchers too.
Umpires too. So here's C.J. Abrams, who has just strafed the Mets this year. In the 6 games between the 2 teams, he's hitting .435 with 9 RBIs. And he has not given up much against lefties this year. In fact, he's hitting for a higher average against lefties than he is against righties. Hit his first home run of the year against a left-hander in the game last night against Zach Thornton in the first inning. And takes a fastball strike, and it's 1-1.
You got a hanging breaking ball here from Thornton, and that got him on the board 3-0 quickly.
And we're never headed after that. In an 8-4 win. Good slider there by Peterson to get ahead on Abrams 1-2. Power at first, not much speed. And Abrams takes it low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-strike slider has been a big feature of Peterson's game this year. He's throwing it 41% of the time with 2 strikes compared to 31% last year. He's leaned into that pitch, which he feels is his best offering. And this is away with a fastball, and it's 3-2. See how much better he's been with that pitch when it's put into play compared to everything else.
Well, his fastball, when he doesn't have his sinker, his ball straightens out.
Power runs and the pitch inside, so back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Peterson. After getting the first 2 outs on a minimum of pitches, Peterson puts himself in the soup with a couple of walks, and here's Dylan Cruz, who was just called up on Tuesday, his 3rd start. 2 for 8 so far in this series. And the Nats are hoping that this time it's for good with Cruz, who first came up 2 years ago and then got extensive playing time last year. He was in 85 games last season, didn't hit a whole lot, didn't hit at all in spring training this year. Got sent down, and after a month and a half, called back. Takes a fastball high from Peterson, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the number 2 pick in the draft in 2023, right behind his college teammate at LSU, Paul Skeens. Chaparro at second, Abrams at first with 2 down. And Cruz takes a changeup outside, and it's 2-1.
Starting to get his pitches up. That's not a good sign for young David. Oh, David now is he still the veteran on his team?
He is the longest tenured player.
Yes.
Among all the current Mets. And that one stays outside. And now it's 3-1. Dylan Lyle, left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. The first 2 outs came easily for David on just 4 pitches, but now his pitch count getting rung up. And Cruz takes outside ball 4, so 3 straight walks issued by David Peterson. And now he'll have to face Dylan Lyle with the bases loaded.
It's not a good sign when David misses up and away to right-hand hitters.
Before he had his hip surgery 3 years ago, that was his issue. He couldn't get around that left hip, and he was leaving the ball consistently to the arm side.
Yep.
And sometimes he reverts to that. Justin Willard out to see if he can provide some counseling.
Well, it was funny. It's a funny game. You know, Brooks Raley, his last outing in the first game, he had a terrible time. He was up in the strike zone and he couldn't get it down. But David, it's always been kind of a little pathology here.
So here's Dylan Lyle. Big batter early in this game for Peterson to get out. Lyle 2 for 13 in this series. He's DHing today after starting the first 3 games in left field. Bases loaded, 2 down. And Lyle takes fastball strike, 0-1. Lyle is hitting just 176 this year with runners in scoring position. He had a great rookie season last year under the radar. Came up late and really strafed the ball late in the season. Sent slider down, a ball and a strike. Diamondback was the National League Player of the Month in September last year. He's gotten off to a decent start this year in his sophomore season. Flies one along the right field line toward foul ground. Over comes Benj, and it's a foul ball. He can't get it against the sidewall. He had a long way to go. He was playing over in right center field and could not quite get there as that ball sailed foul. I think he misjudged how much room he had before he was going to get to that sidewall. No error on the play, but the at-bat continues.
Real shallow in center. Ewing and Soto very shallow.
This will be Peterson's 28th pitch in this opening inning. And Lyle goes down swinging on the slider, and Peterson gets himself out of trouble after 3 straight walks. No score after 1.
/fireworks.
Second inning, no score. Mark Vientos leads off against Cade Cavalli. Vientos 3 for 13 in this series, including a couple of doubles. And he chases a first pitch fastball, 0-1. That's a come out swinging against Cavalli, who threw just 7 pitches to get 3 outs in the first inning. Vientos, Beatty, and Semien in the second for New York. Takes strike, and it's 0-2. And he chases a slider for strike 3.
Boy.
So second strikeout for Cavalli, and an ugly at bat for Vientos.
Well, chased 2 bad pitches. He went after a fastball on the first pitch out of the strike zone away, and then he gets after this curveball, and he doesn't even take a full swing. He was completely full. And that is not a knuckle curve. That is a regular curveball.
Brett Beatty. Beatty's 3 for 12 in this series. He's driven in 4 runs in the 3 games. Go back the last 27 games. Beatty has a .378 on base percentage. He's been much more selective than he was early in the season. Drawing more walks, hitting the ball solidly to all fields. He's definitely been on the upswing for the last month. And it feels as though it pretty much dates to the time that Francisco Lindor got hurt and Beatty moved back to his natural position at third base, where he's played very well in addition to the uptick in his offense. And he strokes that one out to left, but Wood is there to make the catch. Wood, by the way, playing left field. He's been playing right field all this year because Dylan Cruz was in the minors. Wood played left field the last 2 years for the Nats.
Right.
But they move him back to left with Cruz here because Cruz is the better defender.
And has the better arm.
He's got a pretty good arm too.
Yeah.
There's Marcus Semien with 2 out. Semien 2 for 12 in this series, 3 runs batted in. And he socks one to deep center field. Back goes Young to the warning track, back at the wall, and it blows back in play, and he makes the catch. The wind caught that ball and kept it from being a home run. Wow.
Always available every single day.
Jacob Young leads off the home second inning. Takes up and away from ball 1. Young had a big night last night, a double and a home run after leaving the first game of this series when he got hit in the ribs by a pitch. And he takes a strike on the inside edge, 1-1. Young has had a very productive year in the power department, much more so than in the first few years of his career. He had a total of 5 career home runs coming into this season. He's already hit 6 this year. It's a very important talent to have, by the way. It's very impressive.
Oh, Gary got saved by Tracy.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this.
Oh,
when I got a block.
You're going to get in trouble with that.
I know.
You can't show the logo.
I know.
I mean, Ronnie almost got suspended the first year of SNY for wearing
the logo. The logo's
gear.
right here. I got it hidden.
Ground ball hit behind the bag at second, and Bichette can't handle it cleanly. Working against the speed of Young. He might have tried to rush things, and Young reaches base safely.
They gonna give him a base hit? You never know today. That should be an E6 scare. He just didn't play the. He didn't play the short hop. He had time to get the short hop.
I mean, Young can fly, one of the fastest in the league from the right side, from home to first.
All the more reason to come and get that ball. And they still.
They put a base hit on the board.
God almighty! I did
not hear the official score announced there. And now he just did.
Wow.
Base hit.
Boy, they're so generous.
Yeah, it's different.
Goodness.
Now, Nasim Nunez has been bunting a lot in these situations, so Beatty creeps in at third, and he does square, pops up the bunt. Torrens can't get to it as it lands on a play. Nunez has 2 hits in this series, and he had a squeeze bunt last night. Another fast guy. This Nats team is rife with guys who can really run. Bet that kid's really fast too. Torrens knocks down that slider in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Jacob Young at first has not been stealing bases the way he did when he first came up. Ground ball softly hit. In comes Bichette, goes to second and gets the fourth, and that's all. So Bichette turning and getting it to Semien for the 6-4 Forrest that erases Young for the first out.
Nice play. Speaking of stolen bases here, I'd like to see on the Mets side Ewing and Benj stealing bases. They got the speed. They've already shown they can steal bases. Let them loose. Give them a green light.
Well, particularly when you have the team with the lowest slugging percentage in the league, maybe the stolen base needs to be a bigger part of the offense. Nunez was moving back to the bag as Peterson threw home. Peterson is notoriously hard to run on. He's got 18 pickoffs in his career. Nunez, though, is the National League's leading base stealer. He's got 21 already this year, including 2 in this series. Gabriel Ruiz hitting 9th in the order. He has gotten red hot all of a sudden. And Peterson falls behind him 2-0. Ruiz over the last 7 games has 13 runs batted in. He's hitting .423 over that span. Had 2 hits last night. Platooning him more and more. Getting him up more as a right-hand hitter, which is his better side. Snap throw, and Nunez gets back.
Yep. Everybody's well aware now that David has that quick snap move. It's really got to be on your toes.
Nunez still has a pretty healthy lead. And Ruiz lines one into left center for a base hit. Nunez turns second, and he'll stop right there as Soto eyed him and then fired it in.
I thought he had a chance to go first and third. Forced the perfect throw. Surprised he held up. That's a fastball up, and that's what's getting David in trouble. No sink on that fastball. I thought he had a shot to go first and third.
James Wood bats with 2 aboard and 1 out. Wood takes a strike. Wood grounded out to short on the first pitch he saw in the opening inning, which is unusual for him. He has one of the lowest swing rates of any player in the majors. Walks a lot, strikes out a lot, and has prodigious power. bad cut of the slider, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's only hitting .206 against left-handers here coming into this game. 13 for 63, but
it's one of the reasons why the Mets wanted lefties to start against the Nats, but overall as a team, the Nats have hit lefties extremely well. They're hitting .272 against lefties. That's 36 points higher than they're hitting against righties. And Washington is 11-5 this year when a lefty starts against them, despite the fact that their best two hitters, Wood and Abrams, are left-hand hitters. And Wood fouls away slider.
well, here's the inside the park grand slam. Almost a terrific play by Morabito. Taylor didn't know where it was, and that enabled that man to fly. And I mean literally fly around the bases.
Nunez dancing off second, and Wood strikes out on the slider. And that's the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Peterson. He made Wood look bad in that at bat.
Yeah, he sure did. He ate him alive. Ate him alive. Look at that nice slider out of the strike zone. You can't hit that, Garrett. It's in the dirt.
To hit it, you'd have to step on home plate to reach for it, and then you'd be out anyway.
It's an unhittable pitch.
Wow. Never heard you say that before. You usually slam your hand on the table when somebody says the U word. It's Meade, and he takes a borderline strike. Curtis Meade grounded out to second base his first time up. I guess you're allowed to say it.
Certainly.
At the end of the day.
Well, you can't hit it when it's, you know, a foot outside and in the dirt.
Runners go. The throw will go to second, and out at second base is Ruiz to end the inning. You got the fast Nunez at second, and the slow Ruiz at first. Torrens chose right. Guns down Ruiz to end the inning. Third inning in D.C.
A.J. Ewing will lead off for the Mets, and we check in with Steve Gilbs.
Well, guys, as we've noted, A.J. Ewing's ascension in the Mets system has been so rapid over the last year, and in large part it's because of a change in approach that he made at the plate, a change in his swing. He told me that just about a year and a half ago, he would swing so hard in the box that he would be falling over after his swing, and it came to him about July or August of that season 2 years ago, where he said, you know what, all I need to do is put the ball in play and let my speed take over. And so with the help of the coaching staff, the organization, they really started focusing on that. And for him now, the entire approach is just be short to the baseball, put the ball in play, and let your athleticism do the rest.
Yeah, he's a very compact swing. I love his swing. He's a line drive hitter. The hitters I've seen now for the past, 2 generations, they take BP like it's a game. I mean, there's Carl Everett used to be in would sweat in BP when he would just swing like it was a game, every swing. I just like to get the ball, see the ball, and get in a rhythm, and don't overswing, and just stay loose. But things are different today. They don't throw BP now. The coaches used to throw BP where the pitchers would step, his front foot striding home. Now they throw halfway between home plate and the mound, and I wouldn't like that at all.
Well, the hitters are trying to replicate game conditions by having BP from that distance, or going off the track jet machine, which will throw the ball at game speed.
It's a different generation. They're schooled a different way. That's what they're used to. That's fine. I haven't got an issue with it. But, I faced Nolan Ryan more than a few times, and Tom Seaver, and, you dial it up when the game comes.
Ewing takes it high, and he runs a full count against Cavalli, who threw just 15 pitches to get through the first 2 innings.
Well, Ewing's fouled off some pretty good curveballs he's thrown at him to stay in this at bat. I can't praise this young man enough.
That's his 9th big league start, looking like he belongs. And he takes strike 3 call. That's been the one part of his game, is that occasionally he's just been a little bit too passive with 2 strikes.
Well, I just hope, it's kind of an epidemic in today's game. How many times have we seen a fastball taken for strike 3? And I just hope You got a young hitter up there. Don't fill his head that this guy likes to throw this, you know, and I'm speculating here. So, but I don't like to see him take a fastball. He's a young hitter. Ouch, that get him?
Melendez trying to bunt, and did he offer at it? They say he did not offer at it, so he goes to first base, hit by the pitch.
Did he get his fingers? Oh, he just got out of the way, wrist.
He got the wrist, and he did not offer at it. It was a good call by the third base umpire, John Bacon.
Just below the wrist.
That is the 9th batter that Cade Cavalli has hit this year. That's more than any pitcher in the league.
Yep.
And the Mets have their first base runner of the day. And Luis Torrens the batter. Torrens 1 for 8 in this series. Melendez has a large lead at first base. And Torrens takes a fastball for a strike. By the way, they changed the scoring on the ball hit by Jacob Young leading off in the bottom of the second. Changed it to an error of Bichette.
That's correct.
Slowly hit toward third. If it stays fair, it's a hit, and it is a hit.
Luis Torrens with a swinging bunt, and the Mets have 2 men on. First hit of the game for New York. Sometimes better to be lucky.
Well, look how deep the third baseman is. That's the new trend in today's game. And so that's going to be, you can walk to first base.
Nothing Meade could do but put it in his pocket. So now Carson Benj bats with 2 men on and 1 out.
And Benj lines one the other way for a base hit. Melendez to third. He'll be held up there as Wood gets it in quickly. And the Mets have the bases loaded with 1 out.
So Benj is now hit in 6 straight games, jumping on a first pitch and going the other way.
Love it. Oh, a hanger. Boy, he almost looks like he nods with his head on some of the swings he takes. Carson.
So now the base is loaded with 1 out for Bo Bichette. Bichette grounded out to second base his first time up. Melendez at third, Torrens at second, Benj at first. That's first scoring chance of the day. Infield back at double play depth.
And Bichette hits one right up the middle for a base hit. Melendez is in. Here comes Torrens. It's a 2-run single for Bo Bichette. 9 RBIs in the series for Bo. And the Mets have the lead 2-0 in the third.
Getting hurt by the curveball, Gare. Another roller. And good base running by, nice cut of the corner there at third base by Torrens. His breaking ball isn't sharp, so you can read it out of the hand.
Now Soto trying to add to it, takes a fastball for a strike. So both Benj and Bichette with base hits on first pitch breaking balls. Soto grounded out to first base his first time up. 2 home runs last night, 3 in this series. And he fouls one off on a sinker. 0-2. Blue Moon bright spot. Quite a last week for Juan Soto against his 2 old teams, against the Yankees and against the Nats. He has put up gaudy numbers. Look back at Benj, who has stolen 8 bases in 9 tries. Soto is 4 for 6 in his career against Cavalli with a home run. Looking to add to the Mets' 2-0 lead in the third. And he takes the breaking ball for strike 3 call. He knew it. He was walking away almost before Ruiz caught that ball.
Little backdoor slider. Didn't throw the curve. That's more of a, well, he just got under it a little bit and put it in a good spot. It was up.
It's a sweeper. 2 out and 2 on. Here is Mark Vientos, who struck out on 3 pitches his first time, and he chases a first pitch slider that time. Mark really having trouble picking up Cavalli. He chased twice in that first at bat, and again on the first pitch of this at bat. Lays off the fastball out of the strike zone, 1-1.
You know, a lot of hitters, when they're looking for a breaking ball and they get it, the key is, okay, you're looking for it, make it be a strike. They get too excited. Okay, I look and curve, here it comes, and they wind up chasing the bad one. Too eager.
2 strikes to Vientos. Benj at second, Bichette at first with 2 out. And Vientos punches 1 foul.
He's going to get in trouble with that breaking ball. It is a roller when he hangs it. Very inconsistent with it.
I feel like his curveball's been better than that sweeper. Curveball at least has a little down action to it. Again, the 1-2. On the ground to short, and Abrams flips it to Nunez to retire the side. But a 2-run single by Bo Bichette gives the Mets the lead. David Peterson staked to a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Curtis Mead leads off and hits it sharply to short, right at Bichette, who snatches it for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. For free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish, text MLB to 741-741. Peterson had to dodge trouble in each of the first 2 innings. 3 walks in the first, an error and a single in the second, but he was able to keep the Nats off the board. Andres Chaparro drew one of those walks in the first. You know, the Mets have gone 143 games since their last complete game, which was Peterson against the Nats last June. It was the only shutout of his career, June 11th of last season.
I remember that because it's so rare, a complete game and a shutout, but just a complete game, and how the pitchers just react, because it's like a major feat.
Well, the best noise you get in the ballpark these days is when a hometown pitcher takes the mound for the 9th inning.
No question.
I mean, the fans are just into it because it's so shocking.
They miss it. I mean, the older generation.
One-two coming at Chaparro, and he flies one to shallow right. Back goes Semien to make the grab. 2 out. So Peterson with a chance for a shutdown inning after getting the lead. He's gotten the first 2 outs. Now he faces C.J. Abrams. Abrams drew a walk his first time up. He's never had much luck against Peterson, though. Just 4 for 22 in his career. He's a better hitter now than he was his first few seasons. It's been a huge breakout year for Abrams.
They've all, they've been waiting for him. He's very talented.
Fly ball out to left, coming toward the line is Soto, for whom Abrams was traded, and Soto makes the grab. 1-2-3 inning for Peterson. 2-0 Mets.
Everything happens for a Reese's.
Around the majors presented by MSK, Shohei Ohtani's won 4 MVPs, but he's never had a pitching start like this. 8 starts into the season. 0.73 ERA after 5 scoreless innings last night. Oh, and by the way, he hit the first pitch of the game for a home run.
Look at Valenzuela. Oh my gosh, and Mike Norris.
Jacob deGrom on that list in his incredible 2021 season, which was cut short after 15 starts, but probably as good a half season as anybody's ever had. I mean, Ohtani stands above everybody in so many respects, but there are a lot of pitchers having really good starts this year, and a lot of them pitched last night. Like, do you know who Kyle Harrison is?
No.
Pitching for Milwaukee. He was in San Francisco, then he was in Boston. He pitched 7 scoreless against the Cubs last night. Kyle Harrison has an ERA of 1.77. Trey Savage with the Blue Jays, who's still a rookie, like Nolan McLean. Savage had a postseason last year. 6 scoreless for Toronto yesterday. He's at 1.07.
Beatty rips one through the hole, a base hit.
So the Mets get started in the 4th inning. Beatty hit the ball hard his first time up. Tries for 2 and makes it. And the Mets have a runner at second with nobody out.
Good hustle by Beatty. Got a 3-1.
Unable to come up with that ball cleanly, enabling Beatty to get to second.
Oh boy, box it and send me a dozen. Gee, that's single and there's another error.
That's the Nationals' 48th error of the year. That's the most in the major leagues.
Goodness, how do you do that?
Marcus Semien flied out to the warning track in center field his first time up. Had he hit the same ball any of the first 3 days of this series, it would have been 20 rows up in the stands. But the wind is blowing in today, and certainly knocked that ball down.
It's interesting. We're talking about the errors the Nationals have made. We're looking at the. That's a strike. That's going to be a strike. I think they're going to lose this challenge.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Not even close. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
You look at all the runs given up by their pitchers and unearned runs. I mean, there's 7 unearned runs that Cavalli has given up.
41 unearned runs for the National staff. But there's another side to that, too, as Semien strikes out. They've also given up 76 home runs,
yes,
which is the most of any team.
I will say that the ball was carrying here the first 3 games. I mean, it was flying out of left field. Not today because of the wind blowing in, and also the complete change in temperature.
It's A.J. Ewing, who took a call third strike his first time up. Beatty at second and 1 out. And A.J. takes slider for a strike, 0-1.
That's that Ron Darling, get me over backdoor curveball. Left it to a left-hander. Not going to swing at that pitch.
Volley retired the first 7 before he hit M.J. Melendez with a pitch that gave him 3 straight hits that produced 2 runs. Now a leadoff hit in the 4th. Gave up only 2 runs in 6 innings against the Mets in New York. Struck out 10 in that outing. He's already struck out 5 today. Good to Ewing, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good layoff. Good attempt right there up the strike zone. Above the letters. Good take by Ewing. He has a good knowledge of the strike zone.
Fastball away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gabe Cavalli, 27 years old. Missed almost 3 seasons. He got hurt against the Mets in a spring training game in 2023. Had Tommy John surgery shortly thereafter and missed all of 23 and 24. And then came back late last August, and pitched well in his 10 starts. And pitched well enough after all that time off that he was the Nats opening day starter this year.
Tulsa, Oklahoma boy. I love that town.
3-2 to Ewing for the second straight at bat. And he goes down swinging. Good sweeper there by Cavalli for back-to-back strikeouts.
Now that's the curveball I'm talking about. If he can command this and be consistent with this curveball, look at that ball tumbling. That's a good breaking ball. But he's erratic with it.
So 2 out. Beatty's still at second. Now Melendez, who was hit on the wrist by a pitch while trying to bunt in the third, came around to score. And he socks this one out to right, but Cruz has plenty of room. And he's got it to retire the side. A leadoff hit and one left. Still 2-0 Mets in the fourth. Hey kids, you can join us in the booth to call half an inning of the Mets game on SNY. Parents, Sunday is the last day to enter. Scan the code and submit your child's video for a chance to win the 2026 SNY Kidcaster contest presented by HSS. Oh, come on. Screech, you got no chance.
Okay.
Dylan Cruz leads off in the home fourth inning, 2-0 New York. And Cruz flies one out to center. A.J. Ewing steadies. Now has to come in with the wind grabbing it.
Yep.
1 out. The wind has played a factor on almost every fly ball to center and to left today.
So you think it would be a day that Juan out in left field would play a little shallow, and he's playing a deep left field.
And Lyle takes a slider for a strike. Lyle struck out his first time up. Left the bases loaded in that first inning. Got Peterson off the hook.
Juan just kind of wandered in a little bit around 5 more feet.
He must have heard you, Keith.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening to your broadcast.
No, he pulled
today.
out his index card. I saw him reading his card, and he pranced in around 5 feet.
Grounded toward the hole. Semien knocks it down, picks it up, and has no play.
Semien ran about 60 feet to get to that ball.
I'm gonna guess that should be a hit.
That's definitely a hit for Lyle.
He ran a long way for that ball. It hit the tip of his glove.
Just the second hit for the Nats. 1 out and 1 on for Jacob Young. Young reached on an error by Bichette, leading off in the second. He takes a fastball strike. Quick pitch. And this is low and in with a curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peterson will vary his moves to the plate. Sometimes he'll hang his legs. Sometimes he'll use that slide step.
That's driven out to left field, right down the line, hooking toward the corner, and foul.
Jacob Young has really shown off his power the last couple of days.
Well, that one didn't get out, but it got in on him, and he still helped hit it over 300 feet down that line.
I mean, he hit one over Soto's head yesterday that landed up against the bullpen fence, and then he hit one that went into the bullpen.
Nice.
He's got no help from the wind and went a long way. 1-2 from Peterson.
Grounded to third, a chance for two. Beatty to Semien and on to first. In time, double play, side retired. They double up the speedy Jacob Young. 5-4-3, still 2-0.
To learn more.
Well, since we left you, the Nats challenged the call at first base on the double play, and they got the call overturned. And so the bottom of the fourth continues with Young at first and 2 out.
And he beat it by a half a step.
And Nunez takes the pitch high, 1-1.
I just don't. Just the first base umpiring has just really gone south.
Play under review presented by Citizens, making sense of the play. Well, it's not under review anymore, but it was. Nunez fouls off the breaking ball. 1-2. So it goes to 5-4 fielder's choice with Young beating the play at first base. And Peterson forced to throw a few more pitches in this fourth inning. And Nunez.
No, he didn't swing.
Held the swing on a back foot slider and a good block by Torrens to keep that ball in front of him and keep Young at first base.
Well, Torrens is a quality defender. That's not really. I mean, he wouldn't got the short hop. You would like to see him kind of shift over and get the body in front, but it's difficult with that one knee on the ground.
Curveball wrapped around the plate. It's 3-2.
Very nice, Garrett. I always said bend around the plate. Wrap. That's a good one. I've never heard that. What happened?
It's probably about the 374th time I've used it.
Well, I'm not paying attention.
I know that. I'm well aware.
Nunez breaks his bat, flies it out to center, and Ewing is there to make the grab.
That retires the side. We promise this time. 2-0 then.
Prone.
Never forget that the Washington Nationals began life as the Montreal Expos. So Mets, who also played for this franchise. Ronnie was only an Expo for 3 weeks, but it still counts.
Yeah, look how young Ronnie was there.
Salou made his bones with the Expos. Still has the longest hitting streak in Mets history.
Pedro.
And the great Pedro Martinez.
Absolutely.
Luis Torrens leads off in the fifth inning against Cade Cavalli. And Torrens floats one behind first base. Chaparro into foul ground, chasing it with the wind, and he's got it. One pitch and one retired for Cavalli in the fifth. Now third time around the batting order. And Carson Benj, who was right in the middle of the Mets' 2-run third with an opposite field single, his 8th hit in this 4-game series. Over the last 3 weeks or so, Benj has basically doubled his batting average. He was hitting in the 130s. Now he's up to 267.
He has hung in there. He has shown a lot of fortitude and strength, mental strength.
Meade playing it on the grass at third, and Benj fouls one straight down. All 2 strikes.
I mean, when that ship was sinking in April, he was treading water and hanging in there.
Cavalli has not walked a batter. The Mets on Tuesday night did not draw any walks. Last night they drew 1 walk. Against a Nationals team that walks a lot of hitters. Mets offense still seeking that consistent groove.
Good eye.
Benj able to stop the swing. It's 2-2. It's even with their recent better play. They're still 13th in the National League in on-base percentage and dead last in slugging percentage. 13th in runs scored. 2-2. Got him with a breaking ball. Cavalli picks up his 7th strikeout as he fans bench, 2 away.
He's got that good tumbler, boy. Oh boy, that's a big full swing.
Cade Cavalli, whose dad was a catcher in the Angels organization. Brian Cavalli, also an Oklahoma baseball player. Played for the Sooners before drafted by the Angels. Bichette drove in the 2 Met runs with a single up the middle in the 3rd inning. 9 RBIs in this series for Bo. Last Met to drive in 9 in a series was Pete Alonso, who did it last year against the Dodgers. The club record for RBIs in a 4-game series is 12.
Ooh.
The last to do that was Lucas Duda in 2015 against the Reds. It was the series where they clinched the division in Cincinnati in 2015. They hit the grand slam in the 1st inning in that clinching game.
I vaguely remember.
You were there.
I was
I
there.
remember you distinctly.
It's just, how many games have we seen? I mean, it's hard to remember everything.
Many thousands, Keith.
Yep.
Strike 3 called. Bichette's going to challenge the call.
Okay, I'm going to say it's a strike. It's going to be very close.
Well, the Mets have already lost 1 challenge, and they lose this one as well, so they're out of challenges for the rest of the game. Brought to you by Sterling Optical. 8 strikeouts for Cavalli. A couple of bad challenges. That one particularly with 2 out and nobody on.
Your auto rate won't go up just because of it.
Home 5th inning. So far so good for David Peterson. Working with a 2-0 lead. Faces the number 9 hitter, Keibert Ruiz, leading off in the home 5th. And Ruiz socks another base hit into left center. Man, he is scorching hot.
Yeah.
The 2nd base hit of the day. He's 4 for 5 in this series.
He's just got a nice level swing. Compact, no wasted motion. And I can't do it any better than that.
This is what the Nats have been waiting for from Keibert Ruiz since they got him from the Dodgers 5 years ago. James Wood up in the 3rd time. And this time he lays off the first pitch slider. Peterson struck him out with sliders in the 2nd inning. After getting him to ground out his first time up. Wood took that slider for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Wood tends to pull off a little bit on the lefty. And all they're doing is pounding him away.
And the fastball catches the outside edge, and it's 1-2. Peterson's done some of his best work against Wood so far today. Has him down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Middle infielders bunch toward the middle against Wood. And he lays off the slider, 2-2. James Wood still just 23 years old. Local kid from Rockville, Maryland. Part of the haul the Nats got when they traded Juan Soto to the Padres. And a full count with Curtis Mead waiting on deck.
They are not going to run Ruiz, not with his wheels, and Woods having difficulty. He can strike out
72 times already this year.
He socks this one to deep center field. Ewing going back to the warning track. He can't get it. It hops up against the wall. Ruiz races to 3rd. He's going to have to stop there. And Wood pulls in at 2nd base with a double. Well, the wind knocked it down a little bit to keep it in the ballpark, but Ewing still couldn't catch up with it. Wood's 14th double of the year puts the tying runs in scoring position with nobody out.
I think he got there, but he overran it to the left, to the right. No, my mistake. He just didn't get there. And that's cutting against some wind right there. That's 402 where he hit it. That's how strong that young man is.
And we'll get action going in the Mets bullpen. Huascar Brazoban begins to throw as Justin Willard heads out to the mound. Peterson making his first start in May after working out of the bullpen as a bulk reliever. He hasn't thrown more than 89 pitches in any game this year. So now third time around the batting order. He's given up back-to-back base hits to Ruiz and Wood to start this inning. Wood is turning into one of the best hitters in this game. 23 years old with just unlimited potential. 27 extra base hits now. Infield back. He'll concede a run to try and get an out against Meade, who's grounded out and lined out 0 for 2.
Oh,
Peterson misses badly from ball one.
I always get worried when I see David missing that arm side up and away to right-handers.
And now he's behind on Meade 2-0. Andres Chaparro, the on-deck batter. Mets bullpen has been heavily taxed, but the last 2 days they've only used Duarte, Warren, and Kimbrel. Duarte's back in the minors, so everybody else is fully available today.
Oh boy!
And now 3-0 to Meade. Met relievers have thrown 204 innings already this year. That's the 5th most in the major leagues. And it looks like they're going to be needed early in this one. 3-0 to Meade. And there's a high strike, 3-1.
Oh, this is a good pitch to hit. A base hit ties this ball game up.
And that's another borderline strike, and now it's 3-2.
I don't know what he's taking. That was a strike.
Peterson trying to fight his way back after falling behind on Meade 3-0.
And he foul tipped it for strike 3. Threw him a 3-2 curveball and got the strikeout for the first out.
Boy, that's just a really bad at bat by Meade. 2-0 and take 2 strikes, and then swing at a curve, which was a strike.
One away, runners still at second and third, and now Andres Chaparro, who's walked and popped up 0 for 1.
Ground ball, double play, be sweet.
Grounded to third, a run will score. Beatty will go to first with it and get the out. Ruiz comes home with the first Washington run to cut the Met lead to 2-1.
Boy, I stand corrected. I thought that was my mistake. Oh well, can't get him right all the time.
None of us do. So now the tying run at third with 2 out. First RBI of the season for Chaparro. And now C.J. Abrams has driven in 9 runs against the Mets this year.
Well, if he can get out, Pearson can get out of this with 1 run. That's job well done.
And Abrams lifts one foul off the left side. 0-1. Wood is the runner at third with 2 out. Abrams has walked and flied to left.
And he pulls one. Beautiful play by Vientos, and that keeps the Mets in front.
Wow.
Mark Vientos with an amazing play, diving to his left on a hot shot by Abrams. And there was that little pearl right there in that big mitt. 2-1 Mets.
Wow. What a.
Your 4th and 6th inning recap. David Peterson has been awfully good in his first start in May. He has the lead because Mark Vientos just made as good of a play as we've ever seen him make since he's moved to first base.
A run-saving play here, off the line, and a dive. The ball came up. If it had stayed down, it might have got under his glove. That is just a beautiful play.
I mean, that ball was behind him.
Yeah, it just. as good as it gets.
Juan Soto leading off in the 6th inning against Cade Cavalli. Got through the first 5 innings on just 60 pitches. Soto's grounded out and struck out. He flies this one out to center field. Young should have plenty of room. And that wind blowing it back. 1 out. Now Vientos has gone 0 for 2 today. Struck out and hit to a fielder's choice. A pitcher like David Peterson needs for his defense to be solid. There's really one piece of his downfall last year in the second half of the season. That's to not play good defense behind him, and he suffered as a result. Vientos just made a play that kept Peterson on top in this game. And David may be done for the day. Oscar Brazoban continues to throw in the Mets bullpen. Vientos foul tips one. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, David's a he pitches to contact. He's a ground ball pitcher. It certainly makes perfect sense that he needs defense behind him.
Its defense has been much improved this year. Still has issues, but not the way they did a year ago. Coming to the day 8th in the major leagues in defensive runs saved. And there was another one. Vientos flies one out to right. Cruz got a late start in, but he gets there to make the catch. 2 out. Get all the reactions to the Knicks' wild comeback win over the Cavs, plus a breakdown of what to watch for in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, the latest putback with Ian Begley. Check it out now on SNY's YouTube page.
Well, I'll be watching that game tonight. I'm overnighting. Can't get out of town, so I'm going to be back at the hotel watching the game.
Beatty rolls over one down to first. Chaparro makes the flip. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cade Cavalli. 2-1 Mets going to the bottom of the 6th.
Experience. Amazing.
New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyOffers.com. By Prevagen. By Chili's. Chili's Big Crispy 3 for Me. The best $10.99 you can eat. And by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer today. Oscar Brazoban on to pitch for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. He was the winning pitcher in the 12-inning game on Monday.
He's had 2 days rest. He threw 22 pitches on that in the first game.
Cruz first man to face him. Cruz has walked and flied to center. So all in all, an outstanding outing for David Peterson. He had to work through some early trouble and some late difficulty as well. Wound up going 5 innings, allowed a run on 4 hits, 3 walks, all of which came in the first inning, and 3 strikeouts. 82 pitches for David. Cruz punches one to short. To his left, Bichette sweeps it up and throws him out 1 away. Brazoban worked 2 innings on Monday. His bullpen was really stretched in that game. 12-inning game in which the starter Christian Scott only went 4, so you do the math. So they've had to kind of pick and choose with their bullpen the last couple of days, and that has not helped them in losing these last 2 days. Now they've got all their primary relievers available and ready to go in a 1-run game. Dylan Lyle fouls one away. So that means Brazoban and Raley and Weaver and Williams all are rested and ready to go. Dylan Lyle had an infield hit his last time up. Ball that Semien was able to knock down but couldn't quite pick up cleanly in the 4th inning. Lyle pulls that one to first, and that's caught by Vientos. Can't get anything by Mark today. 2 out.
A little easier play for him there.
Can't all be as spectacular as the last one.
Nice little line drive.
So Brazoban set down the first 2, and now Jacob Young, who's reached on an error and hit into a fielder's choice, 0 for 2, and it takes a fastball for a strike. Nationals team is at 500 through their first 50 games. They have not been over 500 since they were 3-2 to start the season on April 1st. Blake Butera, their 33-year-old manager. Ground ball to third. Beatty plays the short hop. And a very quick inning for Brazoban. He gets a 1-2-3 on 9 pitches. On to the 7th, 2-1.
Liberty.
Strong inning for Huascar Brazoban. Brooks Raley is up in the bullpen now for the Mets, who look to extend their lead here in the 7th against Cade Cavalli. Marcus Semien leads off. And Marcus takes a slider for a strike, 0-1.
But Cavalli has just found his rhythm. Really snapping off that curveball.
Semien flying deep to center and struck out 0 for 2 today. That one catches the inside corner. The fastball running in. It's 1-1. A.J. Ewing on deck, and then M.J. Melendez. Cade Cavalli in his last start against Baltimore Saturday went 6 1/3. That's his longest outing of the year. And at a very low pitch count in this game, he might get a chance to go 7 or even further. Raley, who had a rare blemish in the first game of the series. Oh, 2 to Semien with Ewing on deck. And Marcus fouls it away. Cavalli's retired 9 in a row since Beatty's base hit leading off in the 4th. Struck out 8 today. He fanned 10 against the Mets in 6 innings first time around in April. He's the ace of this Nats staff. The ace last year was Mackenzie Gore. They traded Gore away to Texas. They have a lot of unknowns coming into this season, particularly with Foster Griffin coming in from Japan. Cavalli having missed so much time. Fastball got him looking, and Semien has struck out for the 2nd time. That's 9 Ks now for Cavalli. Check out the road ahead. Your radio home for the Mets is 8:80 a.m. and streaming on the free Odyssey app. The Marlins have lost 11 of their last 17. Their starting pitching has really struggled lately.
And the Reds?
The Mets will miss Sandy Alcantara in that series in Miami. He's pitching today.
He's going up against Strider.
They were hoping that the young lefty Robbie Snelling, who we saw in spring training, would come up and help their rotation. Snelling came up. He made 1 start. And the Marlins announced today that tomorrow Robbie Snelling will be having Tommy John surgery.
Oh, wonderful.
So much for that. Ewing fouls one off, and it's 1-1. Starters ERA, even with Alcantara and Max Meyer pitching well, overall has been rough. As you'll see, Yuri Perez tomorrow night and Max Meyer on Saturday, undecided for Sunday. Mets are very undecided in their pitching plans as well. Tomorrow will be Freddie Peralta's turn, but with the Mets playing 16 consecutive days without a day off, they're at least considering pushing everybody back a day and bringing up Jonah Tong to either start or be a bulk reliever tomorrow. We'll see. Ewing takes one at his feet and is 3-1. Cavalli has not walked a batter today. In fact, this is only his 3rd 3-ball count. He's retired the last 10. And Ewing takes a walk. So the Mets draw just their 2nd walk in the last 3 games. And they've got a 1-out base runner for Melendez. And you were talking before, Keith, about turning the young players loose to steal bases.
Yes.
This is a situation that cries out for it.
Oh, look at that slugger. I agree. It's a good time to steal a pillow.
Ewing has stolen 2 bases since his call-up, had 17 in the minors this year and 70 last year. Takes that lead with the big lead with the orange shoes. MJ Melendez at the plate, and Cavalli checks in. Ball gets loose from Chaparro, but not far enough. Cavalli has not picked a runner off this year. He has 1 in his career. Opposing base stealers are 4 out of 5 against him. And another throw over, and so now Ewing in a very advantageous position. Third throw over, if he doesn't get him out, is an automatic balk. So EJ can afford to take an extra half a step on his lead. Melendez waiting. Ewing does not go, and Melendez cranks one deep right field, right toward the pole, but foul.
Oh boy, the wind blew it foul.
That did not miss by much.
Oh.
Into the second deck. Melendez bidding for his 3rd home run of the season and didn't miss by much.
There's a case right there, Garrett. As a hitter, that wind blowing in from left field blew it foul. 2 throws over, very much concerned about the stolen base. You're going to get probably a fastball first pitch.
And now a pitch out. Boy, how often do you see that?
Hardly ever.
So clearly they are concerned about Ewing and his base stealing ability. 2 throwovers and now a pitch out. I believe that's the 2nd pitch out we've seen in a game this season. 1-1 to Melendez.
There he goes.
Ewing takes off, and the throw by Ruiz not even close. Now they called him out.
What?
They say that Abrams slapped a tag on him as he was running by, and he's out. Ruiz's throw was way into the runner, and Abrams somehow came across, grabbed it, and tagged Ewing on the foot.
That is the correct call.
Wow. And Ewing knew it. He didn't put up any fuss. Good call by the second base umpire, Clint Vondrak, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, that's something that's changed in the game from when I played, Garrett. They're encouraging the catchers to throw into the runner in the right field side of the bag.
Melendez hit by a pitch for the 2nd time in the game. First one got him on the wrist, this one got him on the foot. So he's at first with 2 out.
He's out, clearly.
Pitching coach Simon Matthews out at the mound talking to Cavalli. They've got Clayton Beeter up in the bullpen. Beeter was just activated off the injured list today. Melendez hit on that back foot. So Cavalli's now hit 9 batters this year, leading the league. Twice he's got Melendez today. And now Luis Torrens. There's Beeter. They sent P.J. Poulin down and activated Beeter today. Beeter was saving games for the Nats early this season, the former Yankee. So here's Torrens, who had an infield hit in the 3rd, fouled out in the 5th, 1 for 2. And he takes fastball up and in for ball 1. Cade Cavalli trying to get through 7 innings for just the 2nd time in his career. Last August against the Phillies, he was able to go 7. Closer play that time, but Melendez able to get back. Cavalli kicking himself. He thought he had him, but he made a bad throw. 1-0 to Torrens. Oh, and catches the corner. Ball to strike. Second straight day we played with the threat of rain. Second straight day it hasn't rained a drop. Very lucky. 1-1 to Torrens. And he bounces one out to short. Abrams comes in to grab it. And that retires a side. Cavalli gets through 7. Mets have a 2-1 lead. Well, what do we got going on here? We got some tacos on the grill. They definitely up the food offerings in this ballpark.
A lot of grease.
Well, it's part of the charm, Keith.
I understand. Oh, I like the onions. Yes.
Brooks Raley coming off a rare bad outing his last time out. Faces 8-9-1 in the Nats order in the 7th. Nasim Nunez takes a strike. Nunez is 0 for 2. Raley on Monday gave up a double, couple of walks, a sac fly. Was not sharp, but he quickly gets ahead on Nunez with fastballs 0-2. Really has been so good this year. When he has a rough outing, it stands out, and he goes to the changeup to strike out Nunez, and he makes quick work of Nasim Nunez. 3 pitches, sit down.
And you know he's kept the ball down all 3 pitches, and the last outing, Gary, you mentioned, that was the first game of the series. He could not get the ball down. I ran into him in the clubhouse, and I said, "You were getting it up," and he goes, "I know. I was trying to get it down. I just couldn't." So he's focused this time, coming back. This appearance.
Facing a red hot hitter here. Keibert Ruiz already 2 for 2 in this game. Tries to backdoor the sweeper and misses ball 1. Ruiz twice a single to left center. He scored the only Nats run in the 5th inning. That sweeper bends in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Ruiz over the last 8 games hitting over 450. He has just been on the best streak of his career. And he takes the changeup for a strike, and it's 1-2. Raley looking very sharp today. James Wood is the on-deck batter. That's 2 runs, 4 hits. The Nats 1 run, 4 hits. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ruiz. On the ground is short. Circling in is Bichette to grab it. Throws out Ruiz, 2 away. 2 up and 2 set aside for Raley. And Spectrum high-speed hitting. Not surprising to see James Wood at the top of that list. Wood has the highest average exit velocity of any hitter in the majors. Averaging over 96 miles an hour every ball he puts in play. His double went over Ewing's head in center field in the 5th and led to the only Nationals run. He had a double against Raley that he pulled to right field on Monday night. And swings and misses at a sinker, and it's a ball and a strike. David Peterson went 5, allowed a run on 4 hits. Huascar Brazoban a 1-2-3-6. Raley's gotten the first 2 in the 7th. And Wood fouls one straight down. That one caught Torrens. A ball and 2 strikes.
That's that. Oh gosh, and got it on the quad.
Exposed thigh,
because
which is even more exposed when you're down on a knee.
When you're down on the knee, look at that quad right there saying, "Here, hit me." Ouch.
There's Siegel, the home plate umpire, giving him a moment. Raley ahead on Wood, 1-2. And he just got a piece of that sweeper to stay in the at bat.
Again, the 1-2.
Way 2-2. Curtis Mead would be next. Wood batting with 2 out and nobody on. He's got 7 hits already in this series.
And he goes down swinging. Side retired. 1-2-3 for Raley with a couple of punch outs.
Why?
Hey, it's Gary and Todd. Mercedes-Benz postgame live on the way. Coming up postgame show, going to take a look at David Peterson's return to the rotation.
Yeah, did a great job getting through 5. We're going to take a look at how the defense really helped him out, Gary.
All right, see you guys coming up. Postgame show here on SNY. Gary.
All right, gents. Clayton Beeter, just off the injured list today, was down with right forearm soreness. He'll face the top of the Mets batting order in the 8th inning. Mets leading 2-1. Carson Bench holds the swing on the slider and stopped it in time. Ball 1. Bench has 8 hits in this series. The second Met to have 8 hits in a 4-game series this year. Mark Vientos did it against the Giants in April. Beeter gets that slider in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Beeter came over from the Yankees to the Nats last summer in the deal that sent Ahmed Rosario to the Bronx. Bench, Bichette, and Soto to face him here in the 8th. Fastball up and away, 2-1. Good outing for Cade Cavalli. 84 pitches in 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 2 hit batsmen. But he's on the short end of a 2-1 score. That's how Luke Weaver getting ready for the bottom of the 8th in the bullpen. And Bench socks one to center field, but Young has it lined up. 1 out. There's Weaver. So with all 4 of his primary relievers available, Carlos Mendoza looking to string them one after the other. Razaban and Raley each had a perfect inning, and Weaver will be next. Well, Bichette's driven in the 2 Met runs today with a single to center in the 3rd.
He throws a lot like Dave Smith. Got the same kind of motion and follow through. Beater.
The Dave Smith that you beat up in the playoffs in '86.
Yeah, he followed through just like this, well, Beater follows through like him.
40 years later.
Yep. Just so familiar to me. Isn't that funny? 40 years ago.
Clayton Beeter from Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Texas Tech in Lubbock. Bichette flies one toward the left field line. A long run for Wood. And Wood won't get there, and it just lands foul. You know, Vientos hit a double almost the same way last night.
Yes.
Fly ball right along the line. That time it was Lyle playing left field, and he couldn't get there. Wood was not going to get to this one. It just went foul.
He wasn't going to get there if it was fair, so they were fortunate it went foul.
And they tend to play the gaps more than they play the lines on the pull side. We've seen that several times in this series.
Well, Bichette does go to the opposite field. You've got to shade him to the opposite field. The ball he's going to pull is the off-speed breaking ball, the changeup.
And he goes down swinging on the slider. So Beeter's got the first 2 outs. Second time that Bichette's been struck out today.
So 2 out and nobody on for Soto.
He's already hit 3 home runs in this series. He's gone 0 for 3 today. Grounded out, struck out, flied out. Ooh. One only about 53 feet. 1-0 to Soto. So fascinating numbers today about Soto and how he does after a 1-0 count versus an 0-1 count. Coming into the day, he was hitting .392 after a 1-0 count, .241 after an 0-1 count. And his OPS difference was even more stark. 1406 when he gets ahead, 594 when he gets behind.
That makes sense.
But that's crazy. The average differential is 212 points. His differential is 812 points.
So many ways to evaluate today.
Yes, the answer is make sure you throw him strike one. And now it's 3-1 to Soto with Mark Vientos on deck. 2 out and nobody on. You know exactly what Soto's trying to do. Trying to get a ball that he can lift and hit out of the ballpark.
That's what he does a lot.
And he takes a strike, 3-2.
Thought it was up close.
Soto and Beater were teammates with the Yankees a couple of years ago.
Well,
I don't know. Mets are out of challenges, so it didn't matter. 3-2 to Juan. And he tries to hold, and he stopped it in time, ball 4. And so the Mets have a 2-out base run.
he wasn't the least bit fooled by this.
Soto has not been doing much running this year. See if he thinks about trying to steal one with Vientos up. And Mark takes a slider for a strike. Vientos 0 for 3 today, 3 for 16 in this series. Soto takes a healthy lead at first. Not going. And Vientos swings over the slider, and it's 0-2. Mark has been chasing a lot of breaking balls today.
Certainly has.
Each team has just 4 hits. Each team has made an error. Difference in the game. Bo Bichette's 2-run hit in the third. Soto edging away. He's going to go. And the throw by Ruiz, a little too late. And Soto has his 5th stolen base of the year. This is how we got so many of the steals last year.
No, they just let him get way too far off there.
And he dances off there, and they never throw over.
Well, they had him picked off if he threw over. I mean, he would.
1-2. And that goes to the backstop, and that'll send Soto to third. A very wild pitch by Beater. Walker stole the base on a wild pitch, and Soto's on third.
Well, I just got under that one a little bit.
Just took out the A in Park. Peter needs a moment. Two and 2 to Mark Vientos, with Soto at third and 2 out. And Mark lays off the slider, and it's 3-2. Brett Beatty would be next. Vientos has been at his best with runners in scoring position this year. 333 this year in RBI situations. Full count pitch coming from Beater. And he struck him out with a slider. Side retired. Second strikeout for Beater. Still 2-1 Mets to the bottom of the 8th.
Game live.
Honda Sports Night comes your way tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll have the full day in baseball. Get you ready for the Mets and Marlins. Got the Knicks and Cavs tonight in Game 2. Honda Sports Night tonight and every night on SNY. The Met fan came equipped. Need the long sleeves today. Upper 50s in D.C. That's with a 2-1 lead going to the bottom of the 8th. Luke Weaver in to face Curtis Mead, who takes a fastball for a strike. Weaver last pitched in the opening game of the series Monday. Worked a scoreless 10th inning around a couple of base runners. Mead, Chaparro, and Abrams, the 3 scheduled hitters. And it does not appear as though Blake Butura is going to go to his lefty platoon here against Weaver. Letting Mead bat, and Chaparro's in the on-deck circle. Yesterday he batted Luis Garcia for Chaparro in this similar spot. 1-2 to Mead. Oscar Brazoban and Brooks Raley each had a perfect inning. Brazoban the 6th, Raley the 7th. After David Peterson went the first 5 and allowed a run on 4 hits.
The bullpen has been sparkling. I mean, the pitching really, the Mets still haven't really put it together offensively. The pitching has been holding them together.
Carved out to right field. Bench comes toward the line and makes the one-hand grab, one away. So Mead is retired. And now Chaparro is called back, and we will get a pinch hitter. And will be Luis Garcia. Nope, it's going to be Jorbit Vivas. Excuse me. Interesting. Garcia has not swung the bat well in this series.
No, he hasn't.
And so they're going to use Vivas instead. Vivas started the first 2 games of this series, went 2 for 8, including a couple of doubles. So he'll get the call instead. One out and nobody on. And Vivas fouls it away. Vivas was teammates with Weaver with the Yankees last year. Facing him for the first time. And Luke misses low and away with a fastball, 1-1. That's bullpen has gone 7 up and 7 down, and going back to Peterson's stint, 10 straight Nats have now been retired. And Vivas late on that fastball, 1-2. Luke Weaver comes into this stint having thrown 7 consecutive scoreless outings. The A relievers in the Mets bullpen have just been sparkling. Brazoban, Raley, Weaver, Williams. They've all been on a great roll.
Weaver's been throwing his fastball more.
Vivas goes down on the changeup, and they're a 2-man down.
He's throwing his fastball more, and it's just setting up his changeup, which is outstanding. Here's your out pitch. Look at the sink.
Out and nobody on. Now C.J. Abrams, danger point for Weaver, who gave up a big home run to Abrams earlier this year. Final game of the series between the Mets and Nats in New York. Mets had a 1-run lead in the 8th, and Abrams had a 2-1 homer off Weaver to turn that game around. Abrams was robbed of a hit, which would have tied the game. A great play by Vientos his last time up. Vientos this time is playing him a little closer to the line. You have to dive toward the line to hit that hot shot from Abrams the last time. Weaver behind 2-0. And Abrams takes low and away, ball 3. Wilden Cruz, a right-hand hitter, waiting on deck. Well, you know Abrams has the green light, 3-0. 10 home runs this year, tied for the National League lead in RBIs. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So Weaver pitching carefully, walks Abrams, who's now aboard as the tying run, and a guy who can steal a base.
Yeah, he's got 7 stolen bases, caught 4 times.
Last year he was 31 of 34. So now Cruz, who's 0 for 2 in a walk today, playing in just his 3rd big league game of the season. He's gone 2 for 10 in this series. And takes the fastball away for ball 1. Weaver generally does a good job holding runners. He's already got 1 pickoff this year. And Cruz takes the fastball down, and that's 6 in a row out of the strike zone from Luke after getting the first 2 outs. Devin Williams getting up in the Mets bullpen now. 2-0. Cruz flies 1 foul off the right side. That'll go out of play.
Well, there was your fastball that you missed right there. You worked the 2-0 count, and you got your fastball and you fouled it back.
Williams getting to work. Hoping he won't be needed till the 9th. Two and 1 the count to Cruz. And he fouls that changeup off, and it's 2-2. So Luke has worked his way back into the count. Abrams not taking too big of a lead at first. 2-2 to Cruz. On the ground is short. Bichette circles in, makes the throw on the run. He got him, side retired. Luke Weaver throws a hitless inning. 3 hitless innings for the Mets bullpen. It's awesome. 9th inning, 2-1 New York. Mets look for some insurance against the Cuban right-hander Orlando Ribalta.
He appeared in this series, had a clean inning, looked impressive. Little cutter on the fastball.
Robbie Vivas stays in the game in 3rd. Curtis Mead moves over to 1st. Brett Beatty has the last Met hit, a single leading off the 4th inning. That's bunched 3 hits in the 3rd inning when they scored their 2 runs. Beatty led off the 4th with a hit, and they haven't had one since. So far it's been enough, and Devin Williams is up in the bullpen getting ready to try and save this one. He's looking for a split of this 4-game series before they head to Miami. 0-2 to Beatty. Takes changeup low and away, 1-2. Pitching's been really good on both sides today. Cade Cavalli gave the Nats 7 strong innings, struck out 9. Beatty lines one over second into right field for his 2nd hit of the day. Nice job by Beatty going down and getting that changeup. And the Mets have the leadoff man on in the 9th.
Yeah, he went down and let go with 1 hand. It's a good pitch. And that's just, you tip your hat there. I mean, that's just good hitting by Beatty. Stayed back.
Now Marcus Semien is looking for some insurance in the 9th. Semien's gone 0 for 3 today. And he chases a slider for strike 1. Semien 2 for 15 in this series. Looking to at least move Beatty along. Semien chops one foul, and it's 0-2. A.J. Ewing, the on-deck batter. Reeves knocks that one down to prevent a wild pitch. Devin Williams, 6 saves and 7 tries this year. He is well rested. He has not pitched at all in this series. Beatty edges off first. Threatening to run, does not go, and Semien hits a slow ground ball to third. Vivas on the charge, will throw to first, not in time.
Oh boy.
We'll see if the Nats challenge the call.
I think they are.
With the naked eye, it looked like he was out.
To me, it looked like he was out.
Todd Tichenor, the call at first base. He's already had one overturned today.
It's a nice play by Vivas.
And the Nats are not challenging the call.
So he beat it.
So it's an infield hit for Semien. Very close. He might have gotten him.
I think he had him.
I think he had him too.
I think at this stage of the game, you got to go. Boy, you gotta challenge.
Now they look for the bunt from Ewing, and AJ gets the bunt down. Rebalta has to go to first with it, and it's dropped, and the bases are loaded.
No, my.
Nunez dropping the throw at first base. Nunez, who's been so impeccable in this series, unable to catch that throw from Rebalta, and the Mets have the bases loaded and nobody out. Wow.
That'll be a sacrifice, and then I'm sure an error on Nunez.
Yeah, could be an E4.
Gotta be. I mean, the ball was right in his glove. So it's an assist for the pitcher, an error on the second baseman, a sacrifice for Ewing, who didn't have one his entire professional career until the other day against the Yankees. Now he's got 2.
So that is now the 49th error for this ball club?
Yeah, 2 in this game, 49 for the year. So now the Mets with a chance to break this game open. Leading 2-1 in the 9th. Bases loaded, nobody out, and MJ Melendez coming up. Melendez has twice been hit by pitches in this game. Also flied to right, so he's 0 for 1. The infield comes in. And Melendez cranks that one foul. Melendez barely missed a home run his last time up, hitting one foul in the second deck. That time a little too quick. Melendez already been hit twice with pitches in this game. No Met has ever been hit 3 times in one game. He runs into one here, forcing a run. Ball and a strike to MJ. Beatty led off the inning with a single to right. Semien an infield hit, and then Ewing with a sacrifice, and then safe on the air. And Melendez went around on the half swing, and it's 1-2. Luis Torrens is the on-deck batter. Rebalta, who had an easy inning on Monday, having a much rougher time of it here in the 9th. Melendez asked for time just as Rebalta was getting set to throw that pitch. The 28-year-old Orlando Rebalta deals the 1-2 to Melendez.
And he hooks that one down the right field line. Foul.
Melendez and Rebalta both from the Miami area. Melendez's dad, longtime coach at FIU. Rebalta Went to school in Miami. Melendez takes it low and away, and it's 2-2. Beatty at third, Semien at second, Ewing at first.
Pretty shallow outfield right here by the Nationals, particularly center and right.
And Melendez goes down swinging on the high fastball, and Rebalta has the first out of the inning.
Well, up and away gives Melendez trouble. This is not a strike. He fished. He went out of the strike zone.
So now if you're the Nats, where do you play your infield? You got a chance for a double play with Torrens.
They're going to play back, and it's not even double play depth. They're playing back here.
Corners stay in. Torrens 1 for 3 today, and he takes a strike. Luis had an infield hit, scored a run in the third, and that's got both their runs in that third inning. Big threat here in the ninth, but Rebalta now has a path out of it if he can get a ground ball. And Torrens floats one over second, and Nunez is there to make the grab, and everybody gets back. So Nunez, after dropping the throw at first base, makes up for it with a pretty play, picking off that looping line drive for the second out.
Boy, is he quick, Gary. He just got a great jump.
Right in the webbing of the glove.
Just a fine play.
So now there are 2 out. And Rebalta with a chance to get out of it with Carson Benj coming up. Benj is 1 for 4 today. And a base hit back in the third. And Carson almost got hit by that pitch. I don't know how he got out of the way.
Well, just really wanted to throw a hard slider and just hung on to it too long.
Ruiz did well to keep that from going to the backstop. Nets are now 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position today. Benj looking for the 2-out hit. And Carson fouls away a fastball, and it's 1-1. The bottom of the ninth, the Nats will have Lyle, Young, and Nunez up against Devin Williams. Tobias Myers getting up as well, presumably in case the Mets put up a whole bunch more runs.
Well, like a bases loaded double to score 3.
Benj takes that fastball high, and it's 2-1. The Nats still have 2 challenges left, ABS challenges. The Mets ran out in the middle of the game. In case it comes down to a close pitch in this at bat. 2-1 coming. And Benj tries to hold. He took the slider for a strike, and it's 2-2.
Oh, he dropped a good tight slider on him. 2-1. Little late break down.
Two and 2 to Carson Benj. And he fouls one down the left side. Balta's got good stuff.
He does. He's a veteran, really. You know, from Cuba. But he's 30 years old. He's been around. I mean, he knows how to pitch.
In 22 games for the Nats last year, the results were not good, but 10th game this year, the results have been excellent. Trying to get himself out of a tight spot here in the top of the ninth. 2 and 2 to Benj. Long hold. And he stopped the swing, full count. So now the merry-go-round will be in motion. Beatty, Semien, and Ewing will all be running. 3 and 2, 2 down. Rebalta to Benj.
And Carson launches one deep right center field. Back in the gap goes Young with Cruz, and Young makes the catch to end the inning. The Wind knocked down another one as Benj made a bid. 2-0.
See your tri-state area Jeep brand dealer.
The Wind has provided a lot of forgiveness for pitchers today. One of the reasons this is a 2-1 game going to the bottom of the ninth. And Devin Williams will try and seal it as the Mets bid for a split of this series.
Well, his last 5 outings, Devin 4 2/3, no runs, 2 wins and 2 saves.
Dylan Lyle will lead off for the Nats in the last of the ninth. Mets bullpen has been impeccable so far. Brazoban, Raley, and Weaver each with a hitless inning. Lyle is 1 for 3, had an infield hit back in the 4th. Lyle fouls back the first fastball from Williams, 0-1.
Well, a day like today, Gary, if you fall behind, you can throw the fastball. And you want to try to cut it through the wind. Be my guest. No walks.
In the air to center field. Ewing's going to have to come in as the wind blows it in,
And Ewing dives and makes the catch.
No, he dropped it.
He dropped the ball. Ewing started back and then realized that the ball was going to be blown back toward the infield. Came charging as hard as he could and could not hold on.
Boy, he ran a country mile. Oh, he hit the heel of his glove. He got there. Oh, he called off Bichette. He had it, and he just got it in the heel of his glove.
They're going to score that a double for Lyle. And now the tying run is at second with nobody out. Luis Garcia is going to bat for Jacob Young.
He's going to bunt
to give the left-hand hitter against Williams. Garcia 1 for 7 in his career against Devin Williams. Well, the wind has been taking away from the hitters all day. That time it provided some solace for Dylan Lyle, who winds up at second base with a fly ball double. And Devin Williams has his work cut out for him. And Garcia fouls off a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
So they're not bunting a left-hand hitter. I can see that. You got to look. You got to do something. If you're the hitter, you got to get the runner over here. Minimum.
Garcia's 1 for 10 in this series. Switch hitting Nasim Nunez is up next. Lyle, good speed at second. And
good
fastball on
pitch.
the inside corner, but Garcia is going to challenge the call.
It's close.
It's a good time to challenge. The Nats have 2 left in the 9th inning.
I say it missed. No, it got there. That is a good pitch. You know, Gary, the changeup is a pitch that the left-hand hitter is going to be more inclined to be able to pull. So very smart. 2 pitches went right after him with the fastball.
Now it's 0-2 to Garcia. And he hits one past the mound. That'll advance the runner. Bichette throws out Garcia, but Lyle gets to third with 1 away. So a productive out by Garcia. And now Jose Tena is going to bat for Nasim Nunez. Nunez is a switch hitter, but a much better right-hand hitter. They'll send up the left-hand batting Tena to hit for him. Tena started the first 2 games of this series, 2 for 10 with a double and a home run. Infield comes in, tying run at third with 1 out. Tena swings over the changeup, 0-1.
Boy, he gets a lot of sink on that changeup.
They call it the air bender.
Yeah, yep. first base side of the rubber.
Lays off that changeup, and now it's 1-1. Gabriel Ruiz is the on-deck batter. Another switch hitter who's much better from the right side than the left. Lyle at third with 1 out. Tana takes fastball up and away, 2-1. Wind-blown double that just eluded A.J. Ewing, giving the Nats a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Williams didn't like the feel of the baseball, asked for another. One way a pitcher has of circumventing the pitch clock, giving himself an extra moment. 2 balls and a strike to the pinch hitter, Tana. And the changeup misses badly, and now it's 3-1. A walk would set up the double play with a slow-footed Ruiz up next.
Yes.
But it would also put the winning run on base.
Would he run Milias up there to pinch hit for Hebert?
3-1 coming. Swing and a miss and a changeup, and it's 3-2. Williams not giving in. He needs a strikeout, and he wouldn't be heartbroken with a walk. So he's going to try and get Tana to chase that change. Now it's 3-2.
And he struck him out. Got him with the changeup. 2 men down.
Not a strike.
Big time pitching from Williams. Fell behind 3-1, threw him back-to-back changeups and struck him out.
Almost sidearm when he throws that changeup.
So now the Nats are down to their final out with the tying run at third. Gabriel Ruiz has 2 hits today as a right-hand batter. He's hitting just 189 as a left-hand batter this year, and he's the final hope for the Nats. 0 for 3 in his career against Devin Williams.
And Ruiz grounds one on the right side. Semien is there, and the ball game is over. Devin Williams works around the wind-blown double in the 9th to get the save. Bo Bichette's 2-run single proves the difference. The Mets bullpen throws 4 innings of no-run, 1-hit ball, and the Mets get a split of the 4-game series as they win 2-1.
And Bichette, 2 more RBIs on the game. He drove in the 2 Met runs back in the top of the 3rd, and that would hold for the Mets and get this victory. But Peterson threw outstanding gear, 5 strong innings, got out of that jam in the 5th with only 1 run when it was 2nd and 3rd. Williams gets the save. Mets salvage a split on to Miami.
Big defensive play by Mark Vientos that kept the Nats from tying the game and kept Peterson in the lead, and the bullpen did the rest with 4 scoreless innings. Today's win is brought to you by Moo. Download the app for access to exclusive Mets perks and smarter trading. Moo Financial Inc. member FINRA SIPC. Here's your game summary. The Mets get a split of the 4-game series. Peterson gets his first win as a starter since last September 5th against Cincinnati. And Williams the save after the wind-blown double put him in jeopardy in the 9th inning. The Amazing Mets Foundation is proud to contribute $2,500 to Northwell Health and the Cass Institute for Women's Health for every Mets win. For more information, visit northwell.edu/cats. The total contribution so far this season is $55,000. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by your local tri-state area Audi dealers. By Citizens, make sense of your money with Citizens. By Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest. And by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. Final score today, the Mets 2, the Nationals 1. Now it's on to Miami, where the Mets open a 3-game series with the Marlins tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 6:30 tomorrow night on Pix 11. Next SNY telecast will be Saturday, game 2 of that series. Coverage begins Saturday at 3:30.
Now for Keith Hernandez, Steve Gelbs, and our entire SNY crew, I'm Gary Cohen in Miami. After this break, it's Mercedes-Benz Post Game Live with Gary Apple and Todd Zeal.